This match was played on February 4th, 2023, at which point Grand Canyon is 9th in the country, but they are undefeated at 9-0. UC Irvine is 7th with a record of 7-2. Playing this one again, it looks like Jackson Hickman mishandles the pass and is going to get a high set out of system. The triple block is up, but Hickman swings high hands, and the Irvine libero isn't tall enough to save this ball. Just a few points later, Irvine is serving again, and this ball goes to Christian Janke on the outside, who swings down the line, but actually hits this one into the pin, and it's out of bounds. Now, UC Irvine gets an ace and is only down 1 point in the first set. Then a second consecutive ace and ties the game 15-15. They trade points and now it's 16-16. An aggressive serve keeps GCU out of system and Janke tips down the line. The ball is pancaked up and the setter blindly sets outside to Hilar Hino. Hino swings straight into the block, but this time the blockers come down in the net. UC Irvine takes the lead towards the end of set 1. A few more points later, GCU has taken back the lead. On this play, Jackson Hickman does it all. He stepped into the court to pass that ball, so he can't get a full transition and approach for the swing. It doesn't matter though, as Jackson Hickman takes advantage of a quick set and finds a gap in the seam of the block and rifles that one cross court. Now Grand Canyon's aggressive serving takes UC Irvine out of system. With the setter's only good option on the outside, GCU was able to stack a triple block out on number 6, Cole Gillis. Cole tries to use an off-speed swing, but the block is all over him. Just a few points later, the Grand Canyon block gets another stuff, this time against Francisco Saney. The GCU bench is fired up, and it's a great crowd packing a small arena. This is actually the GCU practice gym, where I played GCU twice as a freshman when I played for Juniata, which is a small Division III school, but very competitive. Head coach Matt Worley, who was actually a Juniata alum, was there over a decade ago at this point. He started as a grad assistant back in 2012, eventually became assistant coach and then head coach in 2016. Now it's 20-23 and the ball goes outside to Hickman, who jumps out of the gym and obliterates this ball through the block to give the Lobes a set point. Now when you are trying to generate a lot of power, you want to use your abs, not your arms. So look at how Hickman stretches his abs and then really crunches down on the ball to generate maximum power. Final point of set 1, Janke passes the jump serve. Grand Canyon has plenty of hitting options. Janke gets set on the outside. With only one blocker up, he sends the ball to the floor with a sharp angle shot. This ends set 1. The outside hitters for Grand Canyon have been on fire. First set goes to Grand Canyon. Moving on to set 2. Early in set 2, UC Irvine takes a small 2-point lead. It's 2-4 and GCU sides out, which sent Grand Canyon's opposite, Jonah Gilbert, back to serve. He rips a jump serve, and that's in just a foot from the end line for an ace. Then Jonah served again. I like how he pretty much served the exact same spot as his previous ace. The outside hitter passes and swings on the right side. He's stuffed by Jackson Hickman. I'm sorry about the quality of the video. I think GCU's camera is an iPhone 8, which I had one of those. It's a tank of a phone, but the camera is garbage. So this is what Jackson Hickman looks like. He's 6'4", he's from Phoenix, and he transferred from Lewis, so he's a lot closer to home. That's a good call, bud. Family is wealth. Okay, there are 3 blocks on this play. The third one is insane, so hang around. Cole Gillis is blocked and covers himself up. Saney is blocked and Cole Gillis covers again. Saney throws it in, but Irvine gets a free ball right back. Good God, Jackson Hickman stuffs the crap out of the ball. Why would the down ref try to stop this stare down? That's volleyball. Fights happen in other sports. Intentional fouls are a thing. Boxers literally try to kill each other. Why are you stopping a stare down? Anyway, that was sick. Let's have one more look at it. Boom! Amazing. Hino actually complained about Jackson on that one. Dude, that's weak. We win volleyball by playing better volleyball, not by complaining. This is a high-level shot by Saini, number 11. He put this one deep with too much pace for GCU. Impressive flexibility, though, by libero Cole Udall. We are all tied up 6-6. That's insane speed on the jump serve. And Rico Wardlow bounces that ball 12 feet off the net. Grand Canyon, along with a better camera, needs to invest in a speed gun because that serves probably 70 plus miles an hour. Rico Wardlow puts it right in front of the libero. He's a 6'7" middle blocker from Bolingbrook, Illinois. He previously went to Purdue Fort Wayne out in Indiana. Udall runs it down. Janke tips into the block, but Cameron Thorne gets the cover, and Christian Janke catches the Irvine defense on their heels. Maxim Grigorev back to serve, and the float serve slips through Hickman's hands. But this is the definition of a hustle point, where you turn what looks like a lost point into a 1-point lead. Grand Canyon takes the lead 8-7. Jumping ahead a couple points, the score is now 11-10. UC Irvine has the lead and the serve. A great pass by Udall gives Janke a one-on-one on the outside, covered up by Udall. Oh, wow. And the set goes to Cole Gillis on the outside, and that's a great shot, a money shot, really. Let's take another look at that one. Udall finds himself in the right spot again, and Janke gets a roll tip, and that's pancaked up. Now look at Christian Janke, he can't believe it. Cole Gillis is just getting a high ball to the outside, and Grand Canyon has a triple block up against him. It's really hard to go around a triple block, so he chooses to go over top. Let's go ahead and get a picture of Cole Gillis. He is a 6'5" outside hitter from San Jose, California. This is a remarkable play. Jackson Hickman has some crazy elevation and an extremely loose, fluid arm swing. GCU's outside hitters have a dominating presence in the back row and front. Skipping forward again, UC Irvine has a 4-point lead, 22-18. And I believe Aiden Schulten got his hands on that one. It was a double block. And that man is pumped up. But Aiden Schulten is a setter from Seal Beach, California. He's 6 foot tall as his freshman year. And that's the last point we're going to cover in that set. UC Irvine takes the set 25-21, and we move on to set 3. Not the best pass. Jonah Gilbert, high swing off hands. Nice up by Joe. Moon ball out to Hino on the outside. Triple blocks up. Wow, Christian got there. Set goes Bick. Christian digs it again, and it's coming back. Great set. It's blocked and just in. Let's take another look at that one more time. A lot happened. Right side, Jonah Gilbert swings high at a triple block, and the ball lands on the tape, and it's played up by Joe Carlos. Hino gets the set and makes a smart swing down the line over the block, but Janke can get there just in time. It's a free ball, and it's easily played up by UC Irvine. Saini swings from behind the line. It tapes, and Janke gets his second dig of the point. To run this ball down and set it blindly to your outside hitter 40 feet away. Hickman gets a swing, but the block is there. GCU has a nice cover shell, but the ball is over their head and out of reach. Point UC Irvine. Great wipe off the hands. What a save. Only one hitting option on this one. Just a roll shot, the libero's there. The ball goes out to Cole, and that's out. Oh no, is Jackson Hickman okay? He looks hurt. We'll get it in slow motion. On this play, Hiller Hino uses his left hand to wipe the ball hard off Hickman's block and well out of bounds. Somehow Cameron Thorne is able to bring it back to the court. The high ball goes to the right side and it's just kept in play. UC Irvine is in system and Cole Gillis hits it just out of bounds. Thorne can't believe he just saved that point. We'll keep an eye on Jackson's knee going forward. It's a decent pass by the libero, and that ball is set over Janke's head, but he tips it in and it's free balled back. And Christian Janke chucks it off the block. Point GCU. And now UC Irvine's in the lead 5-4. I think that's Cole Gillis's jump serve. Earns the free ball. They're in system, and Hino gets the set, and it's a kill out of the back row. Irvine extends their lead to 6-4. Here's Janky, but Connor Campbell says no. UC Irvine up 3 now. The double block goes up, but Connor gets his hands on it. He's there just in time for the block, and once again the ball flies over the cover shell and drops in bounds. It's very hard to tell, but I believe that's Camden Gianni on the serve. He's typically an outside, but he's replacing a right side because I think Grand Canyon wants more defense on this. That was a throwdown, almost a slam dunk. Seems legal though. That's a second dig by Udall. Enrico Wardlow uses the push one to get a kill. About 5 points later, Connor Campbell gets a 31 of his own. GCU has a double block ready, but Connor gets the tool off the high hands. Actually, on the replay, it might have hit Thorne in the head. That's off the ceiling, but if he can run that down, he can play that back up. The ceiling is technically in play. Here, Saney jump serves with a 3-point lead. It's off the ceiling and dumped. Udall gets it up, but there's a bit of hesitation on GCU's side of the net. This time, Joe gets the block and Nick is called over. I think I disagree with this call. Joe Carlos, GCU setter, is actually setting from the left front, which is unusual, but it's a decision made so that Janky doesn't have such an advantage at the net. The confusion forces Irvine to just send over a roll shot. Let's look at this call. Nick Slight touched the ball first, so that should have been a joust. Rather, the ref called it over as if Nick had interfered with a pass or a set. Not every call is going to go your way, so Saney's back to serve with a 4-point lead. It's not passed well. Christian chooses to roll it over the double block. And this ball is once again left hand wiped off the block for a kill for Irvine. Grand Canyon tries to argue that he changed directions and thus it should be a lift. But once that ball hits the block, you're allowed another touch, so a change of directions is completely appropriate. I hope you're appreciating the slow motion analysis I'm providing. That's a nice crossbody one-ball kill, and that's what I'm trying to provide here. I'm trying to show you guys high-quality volleyball that normally happens at such a high pace that you can't tell what's going on, but I'm going to slow it down so that we can really learn from these great players. As UC Irvine prepares to close out set 3, this play is just textbook. Great pass and usage of the middle, Doug Dom, who currently has 4 kills on 4 attempts. UC Irvine has set point. On this one, the ball is tipped, and Hiller Hino makes a great play to pick the tip up. Grand Canyon receives a free ball, and Christian Janky takes full advantage of the single block. The second set point is won by UC Irvine on a tip from Francesco Saney. Even though he over-approached to that ball, the Grand Canyon defense is so far back on their heels, they're not ready to dive in for the tips. Up until now, UC Irvine has been behind in nearly every statistical category except for digs and aces. They're still up 2-1 in sets. GCU is up 12-9, and Janky records a dig, then just keeps the ball in play. Hino hits a back bick, or at Juniata we like to call this a 40, which is a personal favorite of mine. It's a back row quick ball set right behind the setter. Skipping one play, an aggressive jump serve by Hickman earns GCU the overpass. Janky blocks the ball down, but it's also to the right because the setter's blocking right in front of him. If he doesn't change the ball's direction, Joe Carlos might have won that joust. 13-15, GCU is winning and overpasses the ball. Hickman gets a kill out of the back row, but I think this libero could have pretty easily dug this ball if he wasn't on his heels about to fall on his butt. Nick Slight deserves a lot of credit for this high IQ play. Nick Slight blocks that ball into Irvine's block and gets the ball back. It's always an advantage to get to swing at the ball next, so it's better to get an easy ball back than it is to give up an easy ball to your opponent and have them slam it back at you. Janky's back to serve, and it's not handled well. It's a high ball to the outside, and Jackson Hickman is in for the triple block, and it's a huge triple block. Irvine sides the next ball out, and then Cam Thorne gets a huge kill out of the middle. Take a look at this set. Slight is setting this ball from low and about 9 feet off the net. It's hard to predict that this ball is going to the middle. Great set. So Grand Canyon has stretched the lead out to 5, and unless Irvine makes a quick comeback, they're going to go to set 5. And that's exactly what happens. UC Irvine makes a big comeback and then gets a block to bring it within 1. GCU sides out and jump serves the ball. And with this truly explosive kill by Hiller Hino, we bring it back within 1. Take a look. This ball is just past the 10-foot line and sharp angle. Doug Dahm gets his 5th kill of the match. The block is late and it hits the tape and it trickles through for the kill. This one's a slightly awkward approach. Sometimes middles just need a hesitation step, so that they can line up their timing with the pass. UC Irvine brings the game within 1 point. All Grand Canyon has to do is side the next 2 balls out and they go to set 5. When the pressure's on, Grand Canyon chooses to use their outsides. Jackson Hickman gets blocked on the bick, but Hickman's covered up by Slight, and Hickman sets Janky for the tool off the block on the outside. It kind of looks like Joe Carlos anticipated the tip because he kind of crashes in on that ball before he knows where it's going. Then Grand Canyon sided out and has set point. Saney tips out of the back row off the hands of the middle blocker Cameron Thorne and out of bounds. Grand Canyon has their second set point. Now Hino takes a bit off his jump serve. That's probably a 2-pass by Udall. Christian Janky swings sharp cross and Saney gets a critical dig. It's sent off Thorne's hands and Udall runs it down. Back out to Janky and Janky gets blocked and it's inbounds. We're going to extra points and UC Irvine takes the lead on an ace, 25-24. Now they're serving for set point. Janky lays out and the pass is perfect. He goes outside to Hickman and he gets a tool off the block. Janky's back to serve. Oh, and he misses long. Easy float to Jackson just to take him out of the offense. It goes back to Janky and he gets a kill out of the back row. It's an intelligent serve by Doug Dahm to serve Jackson inside and short because both of those make it harder for him to get back and approach for this ball. And Janky gets a kill out of the back row, catching Doug Dahm cheating into the court. He's far from his sideline where he should be. Saney passes the serve, receives the set, the block does its job, and Janky's able to run down the attack. A long-distance set allows Hickman to take a serious rip, but it's dug up by Hiller Hino. Saney gets blocked, but it's covered up. Saney set again. It looks like it's off the block, but I can't tell for sure. It doesn't matter because the down ref calls the block in the net, and UC Irvine has their second set point. The game on the line, Nicholas Slight sets a back quick one to Wardlow. One blocker goes up and the tip is pretty much straight down. We are tied at 27s. Connor Campbell just wants the refs to give it to him. Nick Slight jump serves this ball, and Joe Carlos miscommunicates with his hitters, and GCU gets a free ball. Jackson makes them pay by tooling Joe Carlos on the outside. Cole makes a good pass, and Joe Carlos sets Saney well off the net, and the outside over approaches. I said this last time that Saney swung. He landed off balance. It's because he keeps swinging at balls that are behind his head. Set 4 goes to GCU. Set 5, here we come. If you want to correct this, you simply treat it more like a back row attack, and you jump from further off the net. Keeping that ball in front of you is critical. Grand Canyon has tied this match up at 2-2. UC Irvine has a small early lead. Number 1, Camden Gianni gets a kill, taking the right side attack down the line. It's too much for Doug Dahm to handle. A few points later, it's 4-3 UC Irvine. The jump serve hits the tape, and Connor Campbell makes a heroic save. And Grand Canyon University gets a huge triple block on the outside. Saney didn't have much of a chance. His approach was from inside the court out. Plus, it's not easy when the block spans from the antenna to as far angle as you can see. And Gianni serves up an ace against Cole Power. 2 UC Irvine points later, it's 6-5. Tough serve, GCU keeps in system. And GCU goes outside to Hickman, who gets a kill down the line. Here's a perfect pass for UC Irvine, and this set is left just a little bit inside the normal outside ball. I call this a 22, and if you're not doing this as a setter, you should be, because it makes the block look like a fool. An aggressive jump serve, and GCU is barely able to keep the free ball in play. GCU's defense has to reset quickly. Hiller Hino gets a great right side attack for the kill. On this play, Rico gets a slide attack. It's dug by Connor Dahm, making a defensive appearance. And then another slide attack, and this one is not handled by Connor. It's 8-7. We just switched sides. The pass is 15 feet off the net, so Janky has to keep this one in play. Saney takes a swing out of the bick, and Hickman makes a miraculous dig. It's to Janky again, and this time it's a kill. Slight saves, and Janky with no approach blasts this ball straight at Power's face. It's too much power for Cole Power. We are tied 8 points apiece. We can't show every point, so it's 9-8, and Hiller Hino throws this ball off the block and it's out of bounds. I really think if this doesn't start getting called, more players are going to start doing this almost slam dunk. It seems like an effective way of turning a ball you can't swing at into a potential kill. Hiller Hino with an aggressive jump serve, and Hickman gets a kill out of the back row with a sharp angle cut. Christian Janky misses his serve. Every point counts this late in the match, so we're showing missed serves. Janky gets a 3-pass, tipped to the ground by Cameron. Although he did something smart with it, I'm not sure that ball was much higher than his head. Cameron's really up there. Cameron goes back to serve with 1-point lead. Nice hand pass for Hiller. And Sandy gets a kill over the block and off of the platform of Janky. Janky keeps GCU in system. Camden swings on the right side with authority. Hino can't handle it. 1-point lead for Grand Canyon, but Camden misses his serve. We have got to get a speed measurement on these jump serves. This has got to be within 10 miles an hour of the world record, and I'm going to have to donate speed guns to a couple teams, so let me know where you go to school in the comments below. Saney gets a second dig this point, but decides to clap for his setter instead of being a hitting option. The triple block goes up against the high ball, and Hino gets brutally roofed. GCU has more blockers up on every single point. Saney swings at the D ball. Overpass. Irvine is going to be in system. Udall picks up the dump. Janky swings into the block, but Udall gets the cover. Back outside to Janky. Oh, geez. The crowd rises to their feet. We have match point. Grand Canyon is serving for the win. Hickman is back to serve. Saney's pass is beautiful. Hiller on the outside gets blocked. GCU gets an easy tip. Janky stays in to pass the ball. Janky is roofed. Slight still set him on the outside. He didn't have time to transition. Sometimes it's better just to sacrifice your attack to make a great pass. GCU has their second match point. Connor Campbell gives an easy float serve right to the libero Udall, then makes a great dig to save the game. There's miscommunication on the Irvine defense as Sandy has trouble figuring out where to play. Rico Wardlow gets a huge kill on the slide. And maybe Irvine's outside got injured on that play, but he'll have time to stretch it out on his way back to California. This win brings Grand Canyon to 10-0 as they won set 4 in extra points by 2 and then set 5 by 2 points, 15-13. We can expect them to move up the rankings, and especially if they continue this win streak. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is Ross Madden with Only Volleyball Fans. You can let everybody know that volleyball is coming up.